Hello, everyone. I'm back with a new review. Today I saw Terminator Genisys. Now, the Terminator movies have had a rough history ever since the second one, because the first one in itself is an 80s classic. The second one might as well be one of the best action movies, if not one of the best movies ever made. And then they wanted to do sequels, brought back Arnold for it. The third one was iffy. Then they did Terminator Salvation, which I've never seen. I've only heard terrible things about it. So they finally said, you know what, let's bring it back. Let's bring back a new Terminator series. It's gonna be a reboot. It's gonna be a sequel in a way. And after watching it, I'm really disappointed in it. Because ultimately, what the plot of the movie is you have Kyle Reese, who was the hero in the first movie, along with Sarah Connor, who would help father John Connor, who was his friend in the future. It takes place in the future when all the robots have taken over. It's nuclear fallout, and they have to bring down the Skynet, the robot computer system. And they do. In the very beginning of the movie, they destroy it. But then they realize that the Terminators, Skynet sent a Terminator back to 1984, just like last time in the first movie. So they have to send Kyle Reese back in time, but then everything changes. Once Kyle Reese gets there, everything is completely different, because this time he's actually saved by Sarah Connor the first few minutes he's there, and the original Terminator that was Arnold that's sent back is destroyed by an older Arnold. And how do they explain, why is he older now? Well, it's because Terminators have synthetic human flesh, and it ages like actual human flesh, and that was a dumb reason for me. But yeah, anyway, it's all about, the future changing and the past changing. It's a completely alternate timeline as they're fighting off all these other two Terminators. And then, of course, there's the big mid-film twist, which I'm going to spoil because it's been in all the commercials anyway. John Connor shows up, and he's a robot. He's a Terminator, because he's been affected by what is called Genisys, and they have to stop Genisys now, which is an offshoot of Skynet, and it's developed by the Dysons, who were in the second movie. And they're all alive in the second. In this one, they died in the second movie, or at least the father did. But I just couldn't grasp onto this movie all that well, because for one thing, the dialogue is so excruciatingly stupid. They don't talk like regular people. They talk like soldiers, which I get. They're supposed to be soldiers. They're fighting a battle the whole movie, but it's just so, impersonal for me to hear people talk like that in this type of movie, especially when they're regular people thrust into that situation. It really got annoying. I mean, Arnold's still good. They gave him some good material to work with, and he's kind of funny, although that smiling joke wears thin. They do that joke 3 to 4 times throughout the entire movie. It's like their callback joke. We're going to keep coming back to this. He's going to smile, and it's going to look really weird. But yeah, Emilia Clarke, I'm sorry to say, she just needs to be on Game of Thrones. She's really good on Game of Thrones, but she wasn't good in this movie, and it really upset me that she wasn't good. Neither was Jai Courtney, who's playing Kyle Reese. Let's see. Jason Clarke also seemed like he was just phoning it. It's like, I'm here to get my paycheck, and I'm playing John Connor, so let's do this. It's just had a very weird voice to me. I didn't enjoy the acting, except for Arnold. He was good. And the action scenes are iffy. Here's the thing for me, is that the Terminator is, all in all, an R-rated franchise. First one was R-rated for lots of gore. Second one was R-rated for language and just a lot of violence and just a little bit more gore. And third one, also R-rated, but that's just for language and some blood spray every now and then. I don't think it's that really violent of a movie when it comes down to it. It's just like, oh, goodness, the robots are going to kill everyone. And then Salvation was rated PG-13. Once again, haven't seen it. Can't say anything about it. This movie is PG-13. Terminator Genisys is PG-13. And honestly, it doesn't hurt them. When I think back, it doesn't hurt the movie entirely because it's just a sci-fi film, and the way the story works is it's not meant to be like this all-out war and battle, except for, contained within these few characters throughout the whole movie. There's no big battle sequences except in the opening scene. Those opening credits also last almost 10 minutes, and I was thinking, when are these credits going to end? This has been going on for 10 minutes, and they're still talking. But ultimately, it's just not a good Terminator sequel. I expect more if they're going to do more sequels to Terminator. And also, I don't know what it is, but I found the movie to have, this is going to be weird, too much of a happy ending. Because as I've seen it, almost all of the Terminator movies that I've seen have these bittersweet endings, like in the first, spoilers, in the first one, Sarah Connor is driving off into the storm, knowing the future that's ahead. In the second one, they have to kill the Terminator who was sent to protect John, so Judgment Day will never happen. Guess what? It happens in the third one. And in the end of that one, Judgment Day happens and the whole world gets nuked. And bittersweet, but it's at the end of the third one, everything will be okay because John Connor will go on to become the great leader to everyone. Except now this movie negates it because John Connor is the bad guy. And that also really bugged me, is why is John Connor the bad guy? Is he brainwashed in some way? That's never explained if he's brainwashed or anything like that. It just happens. It's like, hey, I'm John Connor, I'm the hero. Wait, I'm the bad guy. It got really tiresome. The story just doesn't flow. There's pacing issues to me. And I also feel like this movie tried to throw in a lot of more sense of humor and kind of failed at that, especially in a scene where the characters get arrested and they start playing the Cops theme for some reason. I thought that was very strange. And also we got more of the Arnold smiling joke, not being able to smiling with his full teeth, Chandler style. So really, I can't recommend Terminator Genisys because I posted earlier this year that I predicted Terminator Genisys would be the worst movie of 2015. Is it that? No. It's not the worst movie of 2015. It's not even a contender, really. It's just a bitter disappointment, and I want more from the Terminator series. I would like to see more of the Terminator series, but not in this capacity. If they can, up the ante a little better and not do these types of... Because what's the point of doing the twists if you're just going to reveal them in the movie or in the movie trailers? Because that's what disappointed me most, is that, the whole John Connor being a Terminator would have actually been a good surprise had they not spoiled it in the commercials and in the trailers. Very disappointing. Basically, you have a movie that could have been a lot better had they had better writers, and would have been better if they hadn't botched their entire advertisement campaign. So I can't recommend Terminator Genisys. Probably just wait for a rental. Of course, if you do want to see it, you can go check it out. You don't have to take my word for it, but ultimately, not a great movie. So that's all I have to say about Terminator Genisys. I will be back with a new review soon, because I'll be going home sometime soon, and I'll try and find some interesting movies to review. Probably some older ones for a while before I can get back to the theater. I still need to go see Inside Out and everything, and there's a few more movies coming out soon, like Trainwreck, that I will see. So anyway, until next time, have a good day, and check back for a new review in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe.